All right, make water time, and we will be back to do our epilogue. So hang around in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Goodbye, Epilogue, folks. I'm not one of them.
Bye, Abby. Did you ever play that song that I was supposed to laugh at?
It was just and it's time for me to fly.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty funny.
Time for me to fly. That's it. It just literally was watching that scene was like, I've lived and lied for you.
I don't.
Like,
yep. I don't. You don't know me. No.
Sheryl Crow and Kid Rock. Is that what we're gonna like?
No.
No, I mean it was REO.
Right.
I see where you're going. Yeah.
It's right along with
the
that.
lyrics.
Right?
REO Speedwagon.
But Liza Crow.
And so, Chloe, to be completely honest, you would be, and I know you haven't fully caught up with what we're doing, but you would be super impressed by Abby's crow and raven and all of that symbolism that she has picked up on.
Oh, yeah.
That is
honestly
number
so like
one.
it's something that I was gonna bring up after, so I'm gonna give like the PG like adulterated for Abby version.
Yes.
I can't do the rest, but like you're impressing me, Abby. Your
Thank you.
skills at detail, attention to detail, you're doing great, sweetheart. So I'm really proud of you. And I think that you're gonna see some things in this show that you're gonna be like, oh shit, I didn't think of that. But you're also gonna see some things and be like, I'm a clever bitch. So.
Right? Like some like ego boost shit, hopefully.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, I told you, assholes, and they've all like been really good. So please make sure
Suck
like, you
it.
still appreciate the boys. No, the boys are being great right now. They're not saying shit. They're just like, and all of us have been stoic faced. You have no clue, but they know.
No, well, I have.
They know. They're gonna think of this. They're gonna be like, remember that time Abby said this bitch shit?
The other night, thought I need to bring a hashtag just for myself, not like to make it popular, but hashtag I love being wrong, because I really do like being wrong. I like the surprise or the, oh shit, I was so wrong. It's okay to be wrong. Like, that's great story writing. But there are some times where I'm like, oh, that was such an off the wall, like, well, we saw this, so I'm gonna guess this. Just like at the end of an episode, I'm like, holy fucking shit, that really happened.
Yep.
Really? Okay, cool.
Right. I think like the last.
Give me just a second and I'll let you get on to your epilogue. I've been around for you, been up and down for you, but I just can't get any relief. I've swallowed my pride for you.
Jesus.
I lived and I died for you, but still, you make me feel like a thief. You've got me stealing your love away, 'cause you never get it, peeling the years away, and I get no relief. Oh, you make me laugh and you make me cry, but I believe it's time for me to fly. Bam.
There you go.
Right on, Ab.
And I was supposed to laugh. I was supposed to laugh at that, right?
Just saying. It's just fitting.
You don't know well. You don't know me well enough, because I have a dry sense of humor. And if you tell me to laugh at something, I'm not going to laugh at it.
No, Glenn, do you know what's really funny? I'm an easy like laugher. I'm like, oh, ha ha ha. I will give you the benefit of the doubt.
Sure.
You telling me like, abs is that all? I'm like, yep, that's it. Makes me more happy than anything else in the whole world. So you're good, dude.
Easily pleased.
Yep. You know what?
You're doing great, Abby.
If Glenn doesn't hate me, I feel like I've won. So.
All right, Ab.
Anyways, I'm out. Yep. Goodbye.
All right. Thanks.
Bye,
thanks,
Abby.
thanks for coming out.
Thanks for coming. Get the
Thanks for knowing nothing. See ya.
Oh my God.
All right.
So
Our
what streamers are getting all of this live.
Discuss.
We got like drunk and we talked about a Shardane for 2 seconds, but like I don't feel like that's an episode worthy. Like Apple, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, there's so much to talk about. You guys,
Do we want to do
I don't
Ashara? Do we want to do Micro and Sansa?
Do you want to just bullshit? I don't care. I don't give a shit.
We're good with anything, honestly. Like we actually haven't done an epilogue episode in
a couple
3 episodes, and whatever feels right, you know, as the old.
So I was kind of thinking Microfinger Sansa. We can play off.
Dude, I got a lot to say about like you guys are fucked. Abby's smarter than she looks, man. She's thinking all that shit.
Dude, she called out. She's already called out.
So much shit this episode. Now I was like, bitch.
Oh, you don't even know.
No,
she's already called
the fucking worst.
Oh yeah, I know, dude. She said that. I was like, this bitch is out of control. She's out of control.
She's the fucking worst.
You know what? Like,
there.
we've gotten good about not saying spoilers. I think like season
really
1
have.
when we were doing this, like
It was rough. We
every
fucked
now
up
and
a
then there'd be
lot.
like a spoiler that would kind of like come out and be like,
Oh,
Yeah.
like no,
I
What
tried
you-
not
Glenn,
to. It's
like
just
shut
like
the
it's
fuck
hard,
up, or
especially
like
with the
Luke,
Spanish
like
shit.
you
She's
can't
on it
say
with
that.
Shane, dude, you're in trouble.
She's gotten really good about picking out like the. I saw this. That's probably a thing. God
I
damn it!
almost spoiled something
Don't look at
earlier
it
and I
like
had to stop
that. Well, then,
myself,
like-
and I was like,
God damn
this
it.
is horrible.
She
I
showed-
would never associate with a person like this.
yeah. She showed us
I
her
was
notes
like, oh,
one
but Abby's
time,
great,
right?
but like we got to get her caught up because this is killing me.
She showed us her notes
It's
one
such an
time, and
investment.
it was just like it was almost like a bunch of pages of just like everything jotted down that you could or whatever. Like taking notes is like you're in school and like, oh, take notes about everything.
But she didn't take notes in school.
No,
Like,
I know.
that. I know that.
Well,
All these
in fairness,
notes.
she's now seen help for that, and she's which I should do. We're on the same level on that one.
Either
Anyway,
way.
Yeah,
so
man. I'm just you guys are in trouble because like
Let's-
there's so many.
Luke,
You
let's
guys,
do-
there's crazy.
epilogue. We haven't done one. We owe
Yeah.
it to.
Right now, this is the epilogue. That's
Okay,
what
fair enough.
we're doing that.
We're bullshitting.
So the thing that caught my attention, and we have the quite literal expert on Ashara Dane, right? I mean, like, I feel like there are a few things that happen this episode that bring Ashara Dane into the fold. Am I right, Chloe? Am I wrong on that?
Kind of. There's like actually there's 2 instances Ashara could be incorporated into this, which sound crazy because there's only 11 mentions of her in the book. But first one in the books, when Oberyn is talking to Tyrion about like his bullshit, we're talking about Ashara Dane, so catch up, okay? He's doing great. So when Oberyn is talking to Tyrion, he in the books he talks about how originally they started in Dorne, they worked their way west, and they ended up in Starfall first. Then they went to the Reach, and then they went to King's Landing to find someone to marry Elia, and maybe someone for Oberyn. That was their goal of this trip. So they went on like a family vacay, and first they hit Starfall, and this was in like 283. So 283 AC, it was before that. I'm sorry, that was like, it was 273? Yeah, 273. So
273
Ashara was like
AC.
11, 12-ish, somewhere in that range. Oberyn was like 13, 14. Elia was like 14, 15. Eventually they ended up in King's Landing. They went to the Westerlands. Oberyn and Elia's mom, she's an unnamed Dornish princess. She was BFFs with Joanna Lannister. Crazy gossip, right? This is some real drunk ASWAP history happening, guys. This is big.
This is why I begged you. I begged you to come onto this show. This is what I was looking for.
Drink up.
I got you this context. Clink, clink,
Pound
bitch.
the rest of that. Drink the rest of that, and then tell us.
Okay, I don't want to die yet. Like, give me a
Yeah.
little bit.
Hey, drink the rest of that.
So that was the first instance of possible Ashara. Another Ashara kind of like mentioned that could be me. This is a little weaker, but I'm gonna go for it because I can. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I know what you mean.
the whole idea of a lady throwing herself out of a tower. So in the books, the moon door in the Eyrie is not in the floor. So in the show, you have this big circle, right? And it's in the floor like a fire pit almost, except a huge fire pit, like a very bad, like throw people out of it. There's no fire pit. So in the books, it's a wall. So like there's a wall and there's these doors, almost like
It's a
Narnia,
door.
you know, like it opens to Narnia, except like it opens to outside and you're dead
A closet.
instead. So it's just like these big doors and they're carved out of weirwood. So they're carved out of the trees from the north, which is also a cool little touch. And we get that in like Arya when she goes to the House of Black and White. There's these doors at the front that are black and white, shocker, and the white ones are weirwood. The black ones are just some black wood, but the white part of the door is actually made of weirwood. So like we get all these like weirwood doors, but Liza's doors in the wall, and obviously Ashara Dane is said to have jumped out of, you know, like a tower into the sea. So Liza, you know, got thrown out of a tower, not into a sea, but so that's a tiny whatever connection, I guess. But we said something else about Ashara way earlier, but it's way too far and I'm never gonna remember. So
Well, she was like super hot.
boys are the worst.
Is that what we were talking about?
No, we didn't say that. Like, no, that was just. And we
No.
talked about the purple eyes a little bit earlier.
Right, that's what it was. Purple
Right,
eyes, yeah. My darling.
I'm just trying to cover the spread right now.
Put it away, boys. Put it away.
I mean,
Oh,
I am.
Put it away.
We bow to your expertise on this.
No,
Listen, Attorney of Harrenhal's.
we get about Attorney of Harrenhal, but
Ashara. Also, here's a fun fact that hasn't been released in the books, but I'm telling you as an insider because I'm a Ashara Dane professional, and if George does this, I'll never forgive him. So I'm gonna say it's right because we're that far into the long night, long wait. Is that Ashara Dane never banged Brandon Stark, perhaps?
Oh,
say that one more time.
never banged him.
Ashara Dane and Brandon Stark, which a lot of people think had sex.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't.
No,
I
because
Ashara
they did.
was infatuated with Ned.
No. Wait. Ned was infatuated with Ashara. Let's turn that train around.
and
Holy
vice
shit.
versa is questionable.
Okay.
Just saying.
Completely
Okay.
questionable on whether or not it was both ways. Brandon fucked anything that fucking walked. I think we know that.
But
Pretty
at the
clear
tourney at
cut.
Harrenhal, Brandon was engaged to Catelyn, and at a huge tourney where he already made a big fuss over Lyanna getting crowned Queen of Love and Beauty, not to be confused with Queen of Love and Booty, which is a different title, which I keep. Thank you. Yes.
Sure.
So Brandon couldn't make himself a big deal, and people would notice. If people said that Ned was in love with Ashara and they had a time, people would have noticed if Brandon and Ashara did a thing, dude. They would have been sneaking around. That means
So
people
if
saw Ned
Brandon
and Ashara. If
and Ashara
anything
were a
happened,
thing-
Ned and Ashara maybe. But it's Howlin' and Ashara all the way. Howlin' and Ashara. I
So,
rest my case.
so I have a random, completely off-topic thought.
I'm into
because
it.
I've been
I know
thinking
you
about
do.
this for about a week and a half. It's completely tinfoil and everything.
Yes.
John is Robert's son.
You gotta go.
No, hang on. I'm not
See ya.
saying I believe this. It's just a weird ass tinfoil that popped in, and I want to talk it out. And I've been holding off until we do an epilogue.
Okay.
Robert and Lyanna actually hook up at the the tourney of Harrenhal. Some sort of hookup, maybe agreed upon, maybe whatever. That's when she confides into Rhaegar, hey, he did this, and they steal away. She wasn't happy about it, but it happened. She steals away. Promise me, Ned, don't tell him he's his son, because I don't want him turning out like him. Dark-haired, dark eyes, the seed is strong, just complete absolute tinfoil, nothing beyond that, but, because I don't even know the time frame wise. I couldn't even give you the years to months for the battle and all that. But that's why Robert is so infatuated, because she was like technically the one that he fell in love with and was the one that was meant, and hey, it happened already, you know. So like I said, it was something popped in my head a week ago, and just been wanting to put it out there to somebody and not have to actually type it. So there we go.
Okay. You've been heard.
I know I'm completely
Sure.
wrong, so yeah, and I'm fine with that.
You've been heard.
It
I
is.
said.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
Smile
no, I know
at you.
Luke has a look on his face though, and
No, I mean it's one of those. I feel like I'm not gonna check it right now. A fundamental that's not right. Like it's one of those. We don't get a whole lot of time set things in the book, but that seems like one of those things I haven't done the research on, but I feel like is pretty clear cut on. That's
I know,
not the
show
way.
it that
That's
way.
not the way it
there's,
runs.
There's all kinds of theories out there outside of the R
True.
plus.
sure.
What's canon?
And I love I am all for like inter-story question the timeline because it makes things interesting in the long run. Week by week, it may seem boring, but at the same time, that gives depth to the story as you're going along with it.
Yeah.
For something like this,
I completely understand.
yeah,
And
and I'm not. It's one of those things that I think we're not supposed to question, and I think I can leave it at that.
Yeah.
In that the director, to me, George, chooses the things that we question, and I mean he's a lot smarter than all of us.
oh yeah,
I don't think that's really.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's his story, so he's going to come off as the smartest one about the subject because it's his.
yeah, we're all living in his
Is
head right
that
now.
wrong to say that?
No, I don't think that's wrong to say that. My point being, the simplest answer for the story that he's telling is not the answer, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well,
It
start
might
with simplest answer was John was Ned's son, Ned and Chardane's son. That was the simplest answer, you know.
Right.
In all fairness, you know, and then it became now the next simplest answer is he's now Rhaegar's and Lyanna's son. So now I'm just going one step further of saying maybe he's actually Robert's.
But what's the story called?
Oh, I know, Song of Ice and Fire, which
I'm
I've
just
said,
saying that, like, I get it, but like, why? Why?
From the beginning, I've said from book 1, season 1, I said John is half Targ, half Stark.
Right.
I've owned that. I've been an R+L=J from the beginning.
So that's what I say is the big thing about these tinfoil theories, because as a person that's been known to believe, like, I wouldn't call it tinfoil, I would call it just like reading between lines and seeing what else is there, especially for characters that are really obscure. Why? You know, like, that's the big reason you have to answer with any stupid effing theory, because like there's so many things you could think, and then you all of a sudden realize like, oh shit, that was stupid. And I've done that a few times. I used to believe Brandon and Ashara fucked like 4 years ago. Just putting that out there, okay? Like, I will admit my sins, but I'm just saying, like, why? That's a big, back then I didn't understand that, and now I'm like, why?
Yeah, no, and I get that. And the why to me would be, it's the reason why it makes sense of Robert's pure infatuation was he got her pregnant and then she ran off. And so that's the why to me, was they actually did hook up. And
there's a theory I want to share with you, Ben, that I will send you the actual links to, because I think you might actually like it, because it's something that, like, so until I read a handful of theories, like, I got really into Reddit. So I started with the ASWAF community in 2013, writing like meta about Sansa and Sandor. I have a problem. It's not my fault. Don't look at me like guys.
No, you're
but,
Your
so
hair looks phenomenal. For the record,
it's fine to be
you
wrong,
look great.
And so I was a big Sansan writer on Tumblr. I did gift sets and stuff, and I wrote like little meta posts, and then eventually I started on Twitter. Eventually I started writing out my own theories, but I only wrote out my own theories because of Lady Gwyn from Radio Westeros. Okay. And Lady Gwyn has this theory about, she has a couple theories, but the big one is something that we actually kind of touched in this episode about the Inn at the Crossroads. And because it was the exact kind of middle point between King's Landing, Harrenhal, that whole area, the Riverlands,
and the Vale,
but especially the Riverlands, where Brandon Stark was traveling for his wedding to Catelyn Tully when Lyanna Stark got captured by Rhaegar. There's a huge theory about how, and it's literally in the World of Ice and Fire. If you haven't gotten to read it yet, totally like get high and read it. I mean, I would never suggest that, but you should.
I know, I need to.
There's a cool line in it, or there's a cool like bit about, there's not a lot about the rebellion, but there's like little bits you can grasp that are new. And one of the bits is how at the tourney at Harrenhal, there's all this shit going down at the same time. It sounds like Rhaegar was trying to make a council to depose his father, right? So it goes into that, and then it also goes into that story about the Night of the Laughing Tree. Okay. It was a random mystery night at the tourney at Harrenhal, and Aerys sent Rhaegar after the Night of the Laughing Tree to find the Night of the Laughing Tree and bring them down. Well, all of a sudden, the day after that happens, Lyanna Stark was crowned Queen of Love and Beauty at the tourney by Rhaegar Targaryen. So, like, coincidence? Right. Interesting. Okay, right? Like, so we get that. But, like, the big theory of the Inn at the Crossroads is that, like, everyone was on their way to the Tully Stark wedding with, like, Catelyn and Brandon. And Lyanna and Rhaegar meet up. But Aerys, after the tourney, sent Rhaegar out to bring Night of the Laughing Tree to justice. So the idea is that Rhaegar is trying to save Lyanna from his dad's fucking, like, craziness, and is like, yo, Lyanna, let's go. Let's ride, baby girl. Like, I got you. Get on this horse. My dad's gonna kill you. So that sucks. Whatever. But so Rhaegar, like, takes off with Lyanna, and they, in the book, it literally says, and he started a fire, he, like, lit a fire that would, like, ignite the realm or some bullshit, like Rose writing from George. And so the whole idea is that, like, Rhaegar went and saved Lyanna from his dad's wrath, and everybody wanted to depose Aerys and put Rhaegar on the throne, and then Rhaegar ended up dying. But before he died, Lyanna had Jon, and she named him, obviously, whatever name she thought would be right, even though Aegon had already been named, or whatever. Insert explanation from George or the show explanation, who cares? I don't. So, that craziness though, but that theory is like a big theory that, like, after I heard it, I was like, oh shit, it makes sense, dude.
Absolutely. No, and I completely agree, and I completely bought into that. And I do completely buy into that as well. I'm just the type that I will find one little thing and try to find the extra in it. And so, like I said, complete tinfoil. I don't think what I said is true, but it's one that I kind of came up with, and, you know, maybe heard a piece here and there, but it was one that wanted a good discussion on it because, hey, and I got it. You know, so it's kind of along those lines. So anyway, I digress. Luke, you got anything? We got anything we want to talk about, or we can go on? I know for.
I mean, there's a million things that we can talk about. I mean, but no,
we can't. No, I think as far as like theories go, like, I mean, there's all kinds of theories out there. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. You got to follow the ones that you believe in,
Well,
and then
right now, from where we're at, what are you believing in, kind of thing, right? I mean, that's where we're at. It's
as far as what?
we're about halfway through,
Yep.
Okay.
right? I mean,
Yeah,
we're
done,
right at.
dude. It's literally the last season. We get the answers.
So what are we seeing right now that we can start making guesses on?
As far as season 4, up
Yeah.
to season 4 only.
Yeah, I mean, we have Tyrion's trial. We
We
know Mountain of the Viper is a thing.
Right.
Abby's not here. We can talk about that.
Sure. The wall, like, the wildlings are gonna come and attack
And apparently
the wall.
an ice dragon's a thing. We know that. Too.
Yeah, under the walls of Winterfell.
Fuck, over the wall.
All of it's
Wait.
available
Waking
right
an
now.
ice dragon from Winterfell?
What do you mean all of it's available?
What's that mean?
To talk about
Yeah.
without Abby here?
She's not here. I see the A Song of Ice and Fire history logo.
No, like, so what are you trying to say though?
So like
It's an epilogue.
We can
sorry.
talk about whatever we want.
This is an
Because that's-
epilogue episode that we're on.
Okay,
So
obviously.
all spoilers. What are we feeling from what we learned this episode, and or
Season 4.
what we have moving on for everything?
There's so dude. Abby is in for it, dude.
No, she's
Y'all are
the
in
worst.
for it. She's in
Abby's
for it.
the fucking worst. By that I mean she's the best fucking first
Oh,
time
watching
watcher
her,
I get
ever
it.
because
Waiting
she's
is the
so
shittiest 'cause
observant.
you're like, how do I censor myself? Because there's so much happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much happening, dude. So much. But like, I guess like Sansa future, like her in the Vale right now, it sucks because we all know season 5 they kind of retcon her Vale plot where Sansa would learn to be political, and it's like it's obvious, it shows. Season 5, season 6, that was like up till all of a sudden you get season 6 where Sansa's honestly her political stuff makes sense with Jon, like when she's kind of like giving him counsel, but it would make more sense if you had just given her like 3 episodes in the Vale. Like
Agreed.
here's 3 scenes, move the Mockingbird, like not what's the episode after the next episode when she's crying, or not crying, when she's crying over the shoulder of the Lord Declarant, and then like she's also sewing at the end of the episode. She's so like, I know what you want.
I think that is
little
8.
finger.
I think that's Mountain and Viper.
Yeah. At the end of Mountain Viper. And that's cool, but like, it's obviously they don't give it enough time. And to me, I'm like, if you gave it one more episode, even just one more, and just were like, oh, here's Sansa and she's reclaiming to make the Vale go home for her. I think that would have been smarter than having them go to Winterfell for Littlefinger and her. I just feel like Littlefinger, like obviously the Lord Declarant don't give a shit about Littlefinger. Like we've seen this, they've all been like, you're a slimy git, Littlefinger, but I guess we'll just go with it. And it's like, Sansa's right there. Like you could improve her political plot and give her like some shit, like give her something to do, I guess, instead of like Ramsay rape, which sucks. So
Ramsay rape.
it's not canon. I don't canonize this.
Don't canon.
You canon.
It's not good. It's not
Decanon
good.
it.
Yeah, it sucks. It's like not good ever. No. What else, you guys? What you got?
Ben?
I think Ben left us for the toilet.
Whoops.
But
Good for him, dude. Good for him.
Sometimes you have to make water. I don't know, like
So let's talk about plots outside of this episode. We got Tyrion, obviously, the Viper said he's his champion. So that means Mountain v Viper.
right. I mean,
And the
yeah.
next episode, we get a lot of Egret John fucking Wildling Castle Black shit before
Right.
Watchers.
Right. What do you think about like the way they do it? Like it just seems like there's like 1 or 2 stuff that they have to do every episode. Otherwise, there's certain plot lines that they just like kind of take a couple episodes off and here and there,
The top build, like, so Tyrion was top build this episode.
Right.
And he's been the entire season except for 1 episode.
So, but now look at the writing with that. So, like, it's interesting because things like that, like, so honestly, here's a spicy take. Get ready, boys. Buckle up. Spicy take. Lena Headey should have died by now, but she's so good they can't get rid of her. Dude, Lena Headey is one of the best actresses on this show, like, in general, from the beginning to the end. When you read the books, you can't not see her now. Like her little like reveries, she does like a little smirk. So everything she says, you can see her just her lip curling up in your mind with her emerald eyes and all this. And it's like, it's Lena Headey's who I see when I read the books. And like, she's that good, dude. She like does stuff where she just like gives little like awful, evil, cruel smirks and just kills you. So the actors on the show are very redeeming, no matter what the writing has been. Like, even if it's bad writing, they sell it. That Melisandre and Celeste scene we watched or talked about tonight, garbage. We can all agree it was kind of garbage. It was just there for Mel's titties. Like, there were good titties. Carissa's great titties.
Yeah.
But I'm not knocking on that. I'm just saying, like, that's what it was for. Let's be real. There was no substance there.
Absolutely agree. There was, apart from the, like Abby kicked on, or Abby kind of picked up on the Shireen bit, apart from that little bit of Shireen, the rest of the scene was completely useless. Apart from, titties.
Yep.
You know, and I saw Luke glanced over my quick, I worked hard on 2 shots for this one to not kick copyright or not hit, thing. There was a Mel picture and Dario picture, but I guess no cheeks and no underboob. So
YouTube is a fucking straight ass bitch.
Yeah.
So
YouTube is a cunt.
Yeah. So I
and
will
they will
letouts from the show
will get you.
My personal opinion, the cutouts. Jane Poole because they had to merge Sansa into the Jane Poole story, and then also, and I'm blanking on her name. I know Chloe or Luke, and probably Glenn. The Wilding Princess,
Val.
I'm
the
Val
hottest girl in all of the stories.
In the books.
The hottest girl in all of the stories.
No, we said it before though.
I think. Go ahead, Luke.
Oh, Luke, I missed what you said.
Val, the Wildling Princess, the sexiest girls in all of the stories. That's it.
No, I was gonna say, like, it's a song of like we said it before, a song of consolidation.
Yeah,
it's just they're trying to do the story as best they can. I mean, there's all kinds of storylines and stuff like that, but they're trying to keep it at their budget and all that stuff, and like, it's unfortunate, I guess, but
they gotta afford for the dragons and like overpad it just in case they need more dragons. You know what I mean? So.
Right. And then there's like the thing where it's almost like they can't do dragons and direwolves to the same season because it's too much CGI.
What? What's a direwolf?
So, are you seeing the note from Felicia here, Luke? Really quick, because
nope, this
is a good conversation or a good question. Serious question. Best drac in the show. We have discussed this, but up to this point, we have some new boobs to
best what in the show?
Movies.
Best drac. I'm gonna stick with Roz personally. I'm gonna stick with that one.
She got fired. What happened?
No, what? Ooh.
She got fired because she didn't want to sign the contract to do nude scenes anymore. This season, she was being Littlefinger's like assistant last season 3. Yeah. So she signed. She told them, she's like, I don't want to do nude scenes anymore. So they killed her off brutally in that scene.
Okay.
Fair enough. I never knew that.
That makes sense.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm here for this stuff.
And then her final scene is a nude scene. That's actually
where she's murdered off as a sex worker. Yeah, it's fine.
It's not fine. Let's talk about Jinx. I was on that between two weirwoods.
Yes, the sex work podcast with Jinx.
With Jinx.
Yeah.
The place I'm moving soon is where she lives, actually. So I'm really excited. She's not like in the same place, but like we'll be near each other. So I'm excited. I've met her once before at Dragon Con last year, which is coming up next week. And lots of you guys should go to that. You guys would have fun at that, dude. That's fun too. Ice and Fire Con and Dragon Con. Those are like, I could quit every other con except those. It's that good. It's that good.
Really? Like those are the two that you're picking?
Yeah, there's another convention I love. It's called MagFest. It's Music and Gaming Fest. They do like
Music and Gaming Fest.
Yes. So it's in Baltimore-ish. It's in MagFest is at National Harbor in Baltimore, in like the bay where the Ferris wheel is, and they do have like a 24-hour video game room that has any video game you could ever want. They have literally 50 to 100 pinball machines. Like, they have everything, dude. They have a 24-hour game room. They do concerts, like video game music concerts, from like anywhere from like 11 a.m. to like 11 p.m. Like 12 hours of concerts daily in different areas in the hotel. And like, yeah, MagFest is the shit. It's just like a fun, like, and the camaraderie there is really cool. It's one of those things of why I like Ice and Fire Con and Dragon Con Con is like people aren't dicks. They just like everybody accepts each other. Like, hey dude, you want a beer? And they like hand you a beer and you're like, yeah dude, you want a beer? And you give them one of yours and people just hang, whatever. I don't know. It's like a cool thing. So Dragon Con, MagFest, and Ice and Fire Con were like my big three for that. My big three. See?
The big three. Everything
branding.
comes in threes.
It's all branding. She's all about branding, folks.
Or make fun of me.
We're not. We're making fun with you.
Oh, that means I'm just one of you now. Okay, I get it.
You can please be one of us. Like
I'm already picking up the slack, boys. So
we're all picking up the slack around here. But Benj, where are we at on this episode?
What's it?
Oh, we're just epiloguing, bro.
We're just
an epilogue
epping
episode.
and we're
so
logging. And
we're gonna wrap this up. We thank you all for joining us on this epilogue episode. If you'd like to find out any more information, you can always go to thepodcastthat.com, find any information on all of our podcasts, that including Drinks and Those Things, including Floats Down Here, which is a chapter by chapter read through of it, including the podcast that must not be named, which is a Harry Potter podcast. Check out Girls Gone Canon podcast, which stars our friend Chloe here. It's a great, not chapter by chapter, it's a great POV by POV read through or follow through to talk about things. And follow us on Twitter at Know and Drink. Subscribe, like, and rate us on iTunes. And until next time, for Abby, because she still doesn't know, so she'll just drink.
As always, don't turn your back on the wolf pack.
As always, winter is coming, and so am I.
And as always, stay imaginary.
Thanks, folks.